Have you ever found yourself asking why so many individuals find it difficult to maintain their vitality and well-being after reaching the age of 80? It turns out that this challenge goes far beyond the natural process of aging. In fact, there are 4 often overlooked factors that silently chip away at our health, energy, and independence as we grow older. Reaching the age of 80 is already an incredible accomplishment, true testament to resilience and strength. However, living well beyond that milestone, while still enjoying a high quality of life, takes more than just luck or good genetics. It requires insight, intention, and proactive effort. In this video, we're going to explore the 4 key reasons why so many people lose momentum after 80. These factors are not based on mere speculation or opinion. They're supported by decades of solid medical research, clinical observations, and real-world experiences from aging individuals across the globe. By recognizing and understanding these hidden forces, you'll be better equipped to protect your physical energy, mental clarity, emotional balance, and overall sense of purpose as the years go by. Make sure to stay with us all the way to the end of this video, because the 4th factor may catch you off guard, and it just might be the most powerful and life-changing of them all. Let's take this journey together and uncover what it truly takes to thrive beyond 80. Reason number 1. Silent inflammation that accelerates aging. One of the most serious and underestimated threats to health after the age of 80 doesn't come from external injuries or infections. It quietly begins deep within the body. It's known as inflammaging, a term coined by medical experts to describe a persistent, low-grade inflammation that slowly undermines the body's internal systems. Unlike the kind of inflammation you might see as swelling after a cut or injury, this type is subtle, invisible, and dangerous, gradually wearing down cells, organs, and tissues over the years without any obvious symptoms. Unlike the kind of inflammation you might see as swelling after a cut or injury, this type is subtle, invisible, and dangerous, gradually wearing down cells, organs, and tissues over the years without any obvious symptoms. This silent inflammation is often the result of long-term exposure to modern lifestyle stressors. A diet high in processed foods, chronic stress, insufficient sleep, a lack of regular physical activity, and toxins in the environment all play a role in triggering this internal fire. Over time, even seemingly small habits like frequently skipping vegetables, relying on packaged snacks, or spending too much time sitting can slowly create a biological environment where inflammation thrives. The damage accumulates gradually, affecting the heart, brain, joints, and immune system, essentially all the systems that help us maintain strength, independence, and mental clarity as we age. Take the example of George, an 82-year-old who seemed to be doing everything right. He didn't smoke, rarely drank alcohol, and stayed active with his daily walks. But despite these good habits, he began feeling increasingly fatigued, noticed stiffness in his joints, and experienced occasional mental fog. Routine medical checkups showed nothing alarming. His cholesterol and blood pressure were within normal range. But further testing by a specialist revealed elevated levels of inflammatory markers in his blood. There was no single disease to blame, just years of simmering inflammation that had flown under the radar. As we grow older, the body becomes less efficient at controlling inflammation. That means behaviors that seemed harmless in your 40s, 50s, or even 60s, like eating too many processed foods or leading a sedentary lifestyle, can have far greater consequences after 80. This type of inflammation doesn't always cause pain or clear symptoms, but it significantly raises the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, frailty, and loss of independence. The encouraging news is that chronic inflammation can be reduced even in your 80s and beyond. You don't need expensive treatments or drastic lifestyle overhauls. Small, consistent changes can have a powerful impact. Start by focusing on an anti-inflammatory diet rich in leafy greens, colorful fruits like berries, nuts, whole grains, and omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish. Incorporate at least 20 minutes of gentle physical activity each day, like walking or stretching. And don't overlook the importance of rest and stress relief practices, like deep breathing. Meditation, or simply spending time in nature, can calm the nervous system and reduce inflammatory signals in the body. While no one can completely stop aging, Lowering the body's inflammatory burden can preserve your energy, protect your organs, and help you enjoy more years of strength, clarity, and vitality. Inflammaging may be silent, but with the right approach, it doesn't have to be powerful. Reason number 2. Muscle loss that leads to weakness and falls. Starting around age 60, the body begins to experience a gradual loss of muscle mass, typically at a rate of 1 to 2% per year. This natural process is known as sarcopenia, and while it may seem subtle at first, it becomes more pronounced as we age, particularly after the age of 80. What makes sarcopenia especially concerning is how quietly it progresses. Many people don't even realize it's happening until basic daily activities begin to feel more difficult. It might start with small signs. Perhaps you notice that opening a tight jar requires more effort than before, or getting up from a chair takes longer and more momentum. Maybe you've begun to avoid climbing stairs, not because of pain, but because it simply feels more tiring. These subtle changes are often the first signals of diminishing strength. However, muscle isn't just about physical power. It plays a critical role in maintaining balance, protecting joints from injury, supporting healthy blood sugar levels, and keeping your metabolism active. When muscle mass begins to deteriorate, the risks extend far beyond difficulty moving. The likelihood of falls, fractures, and the loss of independence increases significantly. Let's look at the story of Frank, an 84-year-old man who remained mentally sharp and lived on his own. He had always considered himself fairly steady on his feet, but one day, he tripped over a small rug in his home and fractured his hip. What seemed like a simple stumble ended up being life-altering. Though he recovered, the fall exposed a deeper issue. His muscle strength had declined more than he realized. That single incident led to a hospital stay, extended bed rest, and further muscle loss, making it much harder for him to return to his former level of activity. This is a common scenario among older adults. A single fall often triggers a chain reaction starting with an injury, followed by reduced movement, which leads to even more muscle atrophy. For many, it becomes the beginning of a gradual but steady loss of mobility and freedom. The positive news is that sarcopenia is not inevitable, and even in your 80s, you can take meaningful steps to slow it down or even partially reverse it. Incorporating regular movement into your routine, such as walking, can help maintain baseline strength. Adding light resistance training, using resistance bands or small hand weights a few times a week, provides an extra boost to muscle preservation. Just as important is protein intake. Foods like eggs, lean meats, beans, tofu, or yogurt help support muscle repair and growth. In addition to strength, focusing on balance and flexibility through gentle stretching or specific exercises like Tai Chi or standing leg lifts can dramatically reduce the risk of falls. You don't need to train like an athlete. This is about preserving your independence, feeling confident in your movements, and continuing to do the things you love, whether that's gardening, walking through the market, or simply enjoying time with family without fear of falling. If you found this section helpful, we'd love to hear from you. Just leave the number 2 in the comments to let us know you're watching. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe and tap the bell icon so you won't miss our next video. Your support truly motivates us to keep sharing insights that matter. Now, let's continue to the third reason. Reason number 3. Poor sleep that undermines body and mind. As we grow older, one of the most overlooked yet critical aspects of health is sleep. For many adults over the age of 80, sleep becomes less restful and more fragmented. They may find it harder to fall asleep, wake up multiple times during the night, or feel unrefreshed in the morning, despite spending hours in bed. Unfortunately, this decline in sleep quality is often dismissed as a normal part of aging. But the truth is, poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired. It quietly undermines nearly every system in the body. Sleep is when the body does some of its most important healing work. During deep restorative sleep, muscles and tissues are repaired, the immune system is fortified, and the brain clears out metabolic waste and toxins that build up during the day. When sleep is shallow or frequently interrupted, these vital processes are disrupted. Over time, this can lead to memory problems, weakened immunity, mood disturbances, and even increased risk of falls due to poor coordination or balance. Take the example of Alice, an 86-year-old who brushed off her nightly awakenings as nothing more than age catching up with her. At first it didn't seem like a big deal, but slowly she began to notice she was becoming forgetful, more easily fatigued during the day, and more susceptible to minor illnesses like colds. A visit to her doctor revealed that her sleep issues were doing more harm than she realized, interfering with her brain function and weakening her immune defenses. With a few simple changes to her sleep habits, she began to see improvements in both her energy and mental clarity. The encouraging part is that better sleep is within reach. Even well into your 80s, you don't need sleeping pills or complicated routines. Often, small but consistent adjustments can lead to better rest. Start by maintaining a regular sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and heavy meals in the evening, as they can interfere with sleep cycles. Exposure to morning sunlight is another powerful tool. It helps reset your internal body clock, making it easier to fall asleep at night. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark to create an ideal sleep environment. Dimming the lights an hour before bed and turning off screens can also signal your brain that it's time to wind down. Even gentle physical activity, like a short walk or light stretching during the day, can improve sleep depth and duration. Sleep may seem like a passive activity, but it's actually one of the most active and essential forms of healing your body can engage in. Especially after 80, good sleep is just as crucial as a healthy diet or regular movement. It keeps your mind sharp, stabilizes your emotions, strengthens your immune system, and supports your ability to function independently. So if you've been struggling with sleep, don't ignore it. Improving your sleep quality might be one of the most effective ways to preserve your health. Protect your memory and enjoy each day with more clarity and calm. Now, let's move forward to explore the fourth and final reason, and it may be the most surprising one yet. Reason number 4. Loneliness and the loss of purpose. The fourth and final reason why many people struggle to thrive after 80 is both deeply personal and widely underestimated. Loneliness. While it's easy to focus on physical health or diet, emotional well-being, especially the feeling of being connected and having a purpose, plays a critical role in aging well. For many older adults, loneliness isn't just about being alone. It stems from a gradual shrinking of social circles. Friends pass away, children grow up and move far. Mobility limitations can make getting out of the house harder, and hearing or vision loss can make social interactions more challenging. What begins as a quiet, creeping sense of disconnection can eventually become a major health concern. This isn't just a theory. Research has shown that chronic loneliness can shorten life expectancy as significantly as smoking or obesity. It weakens the immune system, increases the risk of heart disease, and accelerates cognitive decline. Even more, it affects mental health, often leading to depression, anxiety, and a diminished desire to stay active or engaged in life. Take the story of Bill, an 88-year-old widower living alone. His children live in other states, and there are days when he doesn't speak to a single person. But what Bill misses most isn't simply companionship, it's the feeling that he matters to someone, that he still has a role in the world. And that's something many seniors can relate to. Once we retire, or our roles as parents and workers fade, we can begin to lose our sense of identity, that inner conviction that our life still has meaning and value. But here's the encouraging truth. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It can come from small, everyday actions. Tending a garden, helping a neighbor with groceries, making a phone call just to check in on a friend, sharing a skill or life lesson with younger generations, volunteering at a local center. Even just feeding a pet or writing in a journal can give the day structure and meaning. What matters is the feeling that you're still contributing in some way, that your presence matters, even if only to a small corner of the world. That sense of being needed is like a powerful medicine for both the heart and the body. If you or someone you know is navigating life in their 80s or beyond, ask the simple but powerful question: what gives you a reason to wake up in the morning? Protecting that sense of purpose, nurturing it, and helping others find theirs. This is one of the most important things we can do for long-term health and happiness. Solitude can be a beautiful, peaceful thing when chosen, but unwanted loneliness can be deeply damaging. Even the smallest steps to stay connected can spark joy and bring a renewed sense of vitality. Whether it's a regular phone call, a shared meal, or joining a local group, these moments of connection are not just comforting, they're healing. If this message resonates with you, please leave a comment with the number 4 to let us know you're still here. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, we'd love to have you as part of this community. Your support helps us keep sharing meaningful insights that can uplift and inspire others just like you. Final thoughts. Reaching your 80s is a milestone. Living well beyond it is a gift. But that gift doesn't come by chance. It takes awareness, intention, and care. As we've explored today, silent inflammation, gradual muscle loss, poor quality sleep, and emotional loneliness can quietly chip away at health. Often, these challenges grow unnoticed until they take a real toll. But this video isn't meant to create worry, it's here to empower you. It's a reminder that, no matter your age, your choices still hold power. Small, steady habits, like nourishing your body with real food, staying physically active, creating a calming sleep routine, and nurturing social connections, can profoundly impact how you feel and function well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. So now we ask, what resonated most with you today? Was it the hidden danger of chronic inflammation? The importance of maintaining muscle? The underestimated role of sleep? Or the emotional weight of loneliness? Whatever stood out to you, don't let it fade. Let it move you to take action, even in small steps. Aging doesn't mean fading away. It means refining your focus, valuing your time, and investing your energy into what truly matters. You've earned the right to live this chapter with clarity, strength, and purpose. Don't let anything, especially preventable health issues, stand in your way. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If something you learned here sparked a new perspective, we'd love to hear it. Share in the comments one takeaway and how you might apply it in your own life. Your words encourage others, and your engagement inspires us to keep creating meaningful content. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who could benefit. Until next time, take care of yourself and, remember, it's never too late to thrive.